Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Husband!
Wife!
I remembered what to say that time.
You did, because the last time we started this, you didn't.
I didn't, but I'm good now. Do you know what we're doing today?
Well, this is not a Patreon only, but it is a special episode.
It's a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are we special episoding today?
It's time to talk about Gilgamesh.
Oh, we've talked about him a few times already.
He's come up, but we haven't talked about him.
Yeah.
We have mentioned his name.
Yeah.
And we've been like, oh, wasn't he like one of the original flood guys or something? Didn't he do a thing?
Some of the stories are like Bible adjacent type things,
yeah,
right?
like didn't the Bible-y thing borrow some shit from him?
I don't know. It seems that way, right?
Yeah.
As we're reading through and finding stuff out.
And so I was like, I saw his name. It came up just one too many times. And I was like, it's time to talk about Gilgamesh. What the fuck did you do, Gilgamesh?
Yeah, what did you do, Gilgamesh?
Okay.
Let's do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, so it's time to talk about Gilgamesh, but I have a confession to make.
Do ya?
Yeah. A few times throughout my notes, I accidentally wrote Gargamel. Because they have...
I mean, Smurfs, you know...
Well, Garga and Gilga. Like, there's two G's in both of them that...
Gargamel is Smurfs,
Gilga.
right?
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
I just was making sure I was right about that. I couldn't remember.
And then there's a Smurfs Christmas special. Goodness makes the badness go away. Clap, 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 clap. Goodness makes the badness go away. You know?
I mean,
and
I do now.
They're singing around the fire and it makes the fire go down. Because goodness makes the badness
go. Because fire is bad?
Well, the fire was going to burn them.
Oh, well, yeah,
that
kind of fire is bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And Gilgamesh was like, don't let me die in this circle of fire. He's so bad.
Not Gilgamesh.
Oh, I didn't see I called him Gilgamesh. No, he's Gargamel.
Yeah, Gargamel.
And so I'm just letting you know now I will be using those terms interchangeably. And just go with it. Oh my God. But here is another name I will use interchangeably. That's not my fault. Ishtar and Inanna are the same girl. It just depends. Like, are we talking Arcadia or Sumerian?
I feel like we talked about this one other time.
We did.
Okay.
More than once.
All right.
Yeah. I've brought that up before. But like, I'm going through different, sources, and sometimes she's called this and sometimes she's called that. And like I said, it just depends on which Mesopotamian area you're looking at.
Okay. Yeah.
And like barely years apart,
Yeah.
So, okay. Just letting you guys know. Sometimes you will hear one name that magically changes into another name, and just don't sweat it. You're not crazy. It's me.
Right. If it starts with a G, it's all Gilgamesh.
Yeah. And if it starts with a I, it's all Ishtar.
So it's, yeah, whatever.
Okay. Okay. Isn't that what we know her as now today?
I don't know.
Mostly we call her Ishtar now, I think.
I don't call her shit because I don't know who she is exactly anymore. I remember we talked about her one other time, but
she's some goddess.
That's all I really know about her.
She's always around. She's just some
She's
goddess.
always around.
I mean,
she's hanging out down at the local bar.
She's a lurker.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she was like a pick-me girl. You know? Because her name is, it's like, yeah, we all know you, Ishtar. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. All right. So today we're going to talk about Gargamel.
No.
A dude who was
Gilgamesh.
probably a bit of a jerk, but also kind of fascinating.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Sure.
Okay, Gilgamesh is the protagonist of the Epic of Gilgamesh.
I guess I probably could have guessed that.
And when I'm saying epic, I'm not using the term in the Bill and Ted way, like epic, yes. I'm using it as like long rolling story thingy.
Right.
You know, that covers many years and much ground. Okay. An epic saga.
Got it.
And Gilgamesh is the star.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's an epic poem that was written originally in Acadia during the late 2nd millennium BCE.
Oh,
okay?
wow.
Yeah. This bitch is old.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the dude for a minute, Gilgamesh. Okay.
Sure.
I've got several different categories. We're going to talk about the dude. We're going to talk about the story. Like they're separate things. Because Gilgamesh actually was a guy.
I mean, as far as we know from stories.
There are several different sources that suggest that he was actually a king guy that lived back in those days.
Got it.
So he was probably a historical king of the city Uruk, which is a city in ancient Mesopotamia in what is now modern day Iraq.
Okay.
And then it's like I just said, wait, what? Man, king, god?
Yeah.
Who is he? What is he? I don't get it.
Right.
Yes, yes, and yes is the answer to those questions.
I see.
So he was likely one of those conquering guys. He's like, let's all go fight. And then when his team won, he's like, yeah. And then he leveled up from human soldier boy to human king dude.
As you do in
those times.
In those times.
Yeah. When you kill a lot of bad guys and sack their city, then you're like, I'm the boss.
You can, and apparently you can promote your way all the way to God.
They let you do it.
Yeah.
If you're a star, they let you do it. And he was a star.
Yeah.
So that was on him. Okay. He's like, I was just a human. Now I'm a human king guy.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then he was probably posthumously deified. Meaning after he died, eventually at some point, they were like, you know what? I think that guy might have been a god. Why? Who knows? Maybe he kept his dick to himself, which probably would have gone over well with his underlings.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, because everybody was rapey back then.
Or maybe he didn't and he had so many kids that, they just carried on the tradition for him.
He turned down Ishtar, so, you know.
Okay.
All right. But it could have also been because his city was fucking awesome. Okay? Let's talk about his fucking city, the city of Uruk.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's known today as Warka, and it was an ancient city in the Near East located east of the current bed of the Euphrates River. The current bed, okay?
Got it, yeah.
And this matters.
Okay.
On an ancient, now dried channel of the river. Okay. Which is sad because you're going to hear how wonderful it was.
Got it.
The city, which is named for its king at that time, Uruk, that king guy, flourished briefly, but did not maintain significance in the long run. Like it kind of had a flame that would flame on and then kind of die out. And then it was flame up. And then it would die out. Okay. And eventually it just burned itself out. It was
it sounds like the river kind of moved.
Exactly. So. That's exactly the majority of what happened.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Uruk, the city, was extremely well irrigated by a canal system that has been described as Venice in the desert.
Really?
That's how well the waterway worked so well. Listen to this.
In 2000 BCE. Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
This canal system flowed throughout the city, connecting it with maritime trade on the ancient Euphrates River, as well as with the astounding agricultural belt. I want to take back what I just said. I don't think they referred to it as Venice in the desert. We refer to it now. We're like, this city was so cool. It was like Venice in the desert.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. When you said, oh, really? It didn't play well. I had to like what is that word? Like retype the words and try again.
Sure.
And
I was just saying that I think that, like, you know, that to have that level of sophistication in the city,
yes,
in those times was pretty significant.
This city was fucking badass.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like literally badass. The Uruk, though Uruk experienced periods of prominence, the city eventually lost its prime importance. Like I said, eventually the candle went out like flames in the wind. Never knowing, you know.
I know. I don't.
Elton John?
I don't know what you're talking. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd have to hear the actual.
Candle in the Wind.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Until it was finally abandoned shortly before or after the Islamic conquest of 633 to 638. Okay. Not BCE.
Got it.
Yeah. So at that point, it was like, we're just done now. We've done a good run, several thousand years, but the Islamic conquest is here now, and we're done.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So the original city of Uruk was situated southwest of the ancient Euphrates River, now dry. Currently, the site of Warka, like I already said, is northeast of the modern Euphrates River.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. The change in position, as you guessed, was caused by a shift in the Euphrates at some point in history.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if y'all know this, but rivers fucking shift.
Yeah. That's why there's like, they actually put up cement on the sides of the Mississippi to keep the river from shifting.
Yeah, they're like, you stay here. You stay.
And at least in a lot of places, anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe not the whole thing, but, you know.
Just the important bits.
Right.
The rest can go where it may, because it has a lot of tributaries.
Right.
So, okay. At some point in history, that the move over time of the river, together with salination due to irrigation, may have contributed to the decline of Uruk. I'm going to say it did decline, but
sure.
There was other stuff too. It could not keep up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get it.
Scholars identify Uruk as the biblical Erech, Erech, which is a city mentioned in Genesis chapter 10.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know if you remember Erech, but that was the second city founded by Nimrod, your favorite guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
You know, he went out and founded some cities.
Yeah.
So some scholars are like, you know, hey.
So that's where Nimrod gets compared to Gilgamesh, which I think we talked about back when we were talking about Nimrod.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So there's some question who founded this fucking city is what I'm getting at.
Sure.
It was either Nimrod or Uruk.
Got it.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, whatever. It is believed that the city of Uruk, however, might have been founded by the king Enmerkar. Okay?
Sure.
And then I wrote this. That is not confusing at all.
Not at all.
No. So basically there's a city and we don't know who the fuck.
Somebody fucking founded it.
Yeah. And Nimrod was around at the time, and our boy Gilgamesh was coming on the scene. Okay?
Right.
So the Sumerian king list, which one of the sources I was reading just like threw this out, you know, the SKL, you know.
Oh,
as you know.
Sumerian king list. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody knows that.
Sure. Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? So like I had to open like several different tabs because every time I learned a new thing, I had to go learn what that was. This was like not an easy research, actually. Right. It was fun and interesting. But what's a Sumerian king list, you ask?
No idea.
Ask it.
What's a Sumerian king list?
Okay, well.
Or what's an SKL?
Yeah. SKL is literally like, that's what it's referred to as by scholars. Like they just toss it out like lingo.
Right.
Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
But a few times I accidentally wrote SNL. And then I thought about it. And if we're talking about like a knight in shining armor, it's still Saturday Night Live, just with a K instead of an N. Boom. Yeah. Saturday Night Live. You know? Yeah. All right. So the Sumerian king list, or the SKL, this ancient literary composition that was written in Sumerian, likely created and redacted to legitimize the claims of power of various city-states and kingdoms in southern Mesopotamia. I'm going to explain this in a minute better.
Okay, all right.
During the late 3rd and early 2nd millennium BCE. So, okay, way back when.
Way back.
That was, you know, Sumerian was writing shit down.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, this city is getting passed down. We should write a list and keep track of who ruled it. That's what that is.
Okay.
Okay. So the SKL, the Sumerian king list, is a list of kings, literally.
Okay.
That ruled that.
Got it. Yeah.
Or that kept track of it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that SKL thing mentions a father before him, the epic Enmerkar. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And in the SKL, the Lord of Arata, who's he? I don't know. The only time he comes up this entire thing. So, that Lord.
Yeah. No idea.
He relates that Enmerkar constructed the house of heaven for the goddess Inanna, which is Ishtar, in the Iana district of Uruk.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let me break that down. Okay? So, Uruk is the city, right?
Yep.
It's got several different districts, and each district is basically like your worship centers.
Okay.
So it's like how there's the city of Dayton, but then there's all these like little cities around it and in it and of it.
Sure.
So like you could say I live in Dayton if you're talking to somebody not in Ohio or even not in Dayton. But like if they're from Dayton too, they would be like, yeah, but where?
Which part of Dayton?
Yeah. And you would be like, I don't know, Miamisburg, Troy, Springboro,
anywhere within a 50-mile radius, basically.
Yeah, and you would name all these. So, okay, the littler cities that I just named off, those are districts, okay? And each of those districts has its own, like, shrine and worship center to that district's god or goddess.
Okay.
Okay, so the Iana district of Uruk is where the goddess Inanna or Ishtar was worshipped, okay? And that kind of matters later, because that district, like not only was Uruk awesome, the city as a whole, but this district in particular was where shit began. Okay. Like the
where
magic
shit
spark.
began.
Like smart shit. Like
smart shit.
I have the best brain. I know all the words.
Okay. All right.
Just hang with me. I'll get there.
Yeah, I'm hanging.
Okay.
I'm hanging.
Oh, it's the next sentence. Look at that.
Look, hey.
The Iana, I keep saying Inanna because her name is Inanna. But the district is Iana.
Yeah, that's not confusing at all.
Ishtar. Let's just change everything to Ishtar, okay? So the Ishtar district of Uruk is historically significant as both writing and monumental public architecture because those emerged from that exact place.
Okay.
The combination of these two developments places Iana as arguably the first true city and civilization in human history.
I see.
And it contains the earliest examples of writing.
Do we know what civilization this was? Was this like the Sumerians or what was this? Mm-hmm. It was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
You're sure about that?
Yeah, because like there were all these different periods and they came and yeah. You know what? I'm going to take that back. If it wasn't them, it was the Akkadians.
Okay.
Okay. It was either the Sumerians or the Akkadians, and I forget what order they came in.
Okay.
I knew it at one time this morning.
Got it.
And then I just forgot. But anyway, that district, though, Ishtar's little district in Uruk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, why am I talking about this city again? Wait, what? Who cares about this city? What?
Sure.
So remember, we're like, Gilgamesh came around to this city, and he's like, this is mine now.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a king now. What's up? Okay?
Yeah.
And it's a good city.
Because he killed people.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's my guess. I don't know why he was made king.
Usually it had to do with killing people.
Right. And I'm like, yeah, he leveled up.
Sure.
Yeah. So, okay, so he's king of Uruk, whatever.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, okay, we're done with city. Back to dude. Okay?
Yeah.
Dude. Well, who was he? Who was Gilgamesh?
I don't know. Who was he?
Right? Okay, we're going to get to the god stories in a bit, but for now, let's just talk about the human king guy.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Gilgamesh was supposedly the king of Uruk, and that's why we just talked about that city.
Right.
Okay, this all took place somewhere around 2800 to 2500 BCE.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's a long fucking time ago.
Yeah.
He's thought to have reigned for a real quick minute, just a casual 126 years, according to later scribes.
That sounds a little unrealistic. But
I'm going to say you're right. But
okay.
Remember, like, way back before the flood, everybody lived several hundred years.
Yeah, I remember the Bible says that.
Right. Well,
I don't actually believe that.
They say it too. These guys say it
but
too.
Also, okay.
No, I'm not saying that I think that that's what happened. I'm saying for some reason, those early fucking people were like, we live so many centuries, all the best centuries. We have the most centuries here.
I almost feel like the idea of long life was like the precursor to heaven, right? You have this fascination with not dying. Right.
And
with
the
living
afterlife.
for a long time.
Yeah.
With extending human life, right?
And also passing on your line to your firstborn son so that you are living on forever.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean, there's so much involved with regard to religion in general about this fear of death and what's going to happen to you after you die.
Yeah. And it all comes down to just basically men can't deal.
I mean, people can't deal.
Okay,
right?
but I wouldn't know because women didn't rule the world over there.
No. I understand that, but I'm saying that death is still a thing that is very bothersome to
many
people across the board, right?
I mean, I'm not saying I want to fucking die. I don't want to die.
No.
But, like, I don't spend my nights worrying about, where am I going to go when I die? What if I die tomorrow? Oh, my, I don't do that.
But when you are ignorant about what death means, when you are ignorant about the science, when you don't know an answer to something, you want to fill it in with something that makes sense to you.
You have to label it so you can explain it.
Or that feels good, right? Yeah. So, I mean, that's all.
Yeah.
I didn't have much to say. There's just that.
No, that's okay. So, yeah, he ruled 126 years. And lots of scribes said so it obviously must be true. I read it on the internet.
I mean, if he lived 126 years, that's like one of the longest lives of, like, the last, hundreds of years. But,
sure.
Okay.
Like I said, but what do we actually know for realsies?
Sure.
Nothing.
Right.
Not a whole lot, honestly. Mostly just like a messed up boomer type post on MySpace that someone quote tweeted, but the guy sharing the post didn't have an avatar, just one of those empty gray eggheads as his profile pic. So his account got blocked, but not before one of those SEO crawlers copied a blurry image of the janky screenshot of the retweeted MySpace post. And that is what ended up on the SNL.
I'm sorry, what?
I was trying to show a chain of like how we know a little bit, but it's all just this blurry image, like Game of Telephone. But I was, using like who even uses MySpace? That's how old he is.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, you lost some of our crowd with MySpace because they probably don't even know what the fuck it is.
Only Bretty. Okay, so anyway, when I said SNL, of course I meant the aforementioned Sumerian king list.
All right,
okay?
Yeah.
So I was just being goofy. Like, it made sense when I wrote it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny.
I mean, sure. Yeah.
If you have to explain it, it's not funny. So that was a fail, and I accept that. I own it. Okay, so his name pops up there on that list with this weird mix of fact and fiction that ancient scribes used to keep track of various rulers down the line. Okay. It lists Gilgamesh as 2/3 god and, just 1/3 man.
Okay, all right.
Which explains how he was able to rule so long, but not why he couldn't get his online profile shit worked out.
What?
I'm just being silly. Oh my God.
Okay.
Come on, come with me. It's a fun trip.
No, I'm trying to make sure that it makes sense to people that are listening. That's all.
Well, I'm just being
silly. And not
silly.
just like, wife's inside jokes for the next 20 minutes.
Whatever. Okay, so around the time Gilgamesh was probably strutting around Uruk, here's the shit that was happening at that time, okay? Egypt was over there building those pyramids.
Okay. Yeah.
People in China were domesticating silkworms, which meant they were making fancy fabrics, and that was a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was happening.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in Europe, folks were like, what's a wheel? And chasing after wild boars. Womp womp. Yeah, that literally was what was happening over there.
Got it. Okay? Yeah.
So the Epic of Gilgamesh paints him as this arrogant king who abuses his power, takes off the gods, and then goes on an existential road trip to figure out the meaning of life.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what his story is about.
He ticked off the gods, though.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Even though he's supposedly a god.
Well, he's not a full god.
Just
and the gods get pissed off at each other all the fucking time.
That's true.
I mean, what does that matter?
Right.
So, okay, spoiler, he does not find the meaning of life or purpose of living or what the fuck ever. Mm-hmm. But he does get a solid lesson in don't be a dick.
Got it. Okay. Something that occurred to me, this wasn't just right now, but something I think would be a great video game, right? I think that somebody should make like a god combat simulator, like a god combat game, like Mortal Kombat, but only with gods. And they have like the special god powers that they have.
Oh my gosh.
I think that would be amazing.
And then just for shits and giggles, you could put Superman in there with his laser eyes.
Right. Yeah.
Just for fun.
I guess.
Why
sure.
not?
Right.
They're all pretend.
Yeah, that's true.
You could put Cindy Lou who made the Grinch's heart grow 2 sizes that day, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like everybody got a magic.
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay, so was Gilgamesh a real dude? Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Did he live for 126 years and wrestle a giant bull sent by the gods?
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm guessing
probably
no.
not. But even so, his story still slaps, and it's one of the oldest written epics we've got. Okay? I did. I wrote that.
You just said that.
That story still slaps. I said that.
I'm sorry. I'm okay, really.
Okay.
You can go on now.
and then did you hear me though? It's one of the oldest written epics we've got. Yes. And then I go, what? But Beowulf though. So
sure.
I was like, wait, what?
Okay.
So, okay, here's me talking. Ready?
I hear it.
Okay. I always thought that honor goes to Beowulf, but nope. I was wrong. Beowulf is the baby in this comparison. Oh. It wasn't even born yet. It wasn't even a twinkle.
Fuck a Beowulf.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
The Epic of Gilgamesh is way older.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
It was written in Mesopotamia. The Epic of Gilgamesh, Gargamel, dates back to around 2100 BC in its earliest versions as Sumerian poems.
Wow.
Just pieces. Okay?
Yeah.
The full version that we know of today, written in Akkadian. Oh, I was right then. It was the Sumerians.
Sure, because it was written later in Akkadian.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I remembered it in the right order, and I doubted myself because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remembered it correctly.
Good job.
Okay, so the full version that we know of today, and I am saying that the word full is doing some heavy lifting there because it's not the full version. It's the fullest version that we have because there's pieces missing.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that version was written in Akkadian, don't forget, and that one was pieced together around 1200 BCE. Okay. So that's more than 4,000 years ago, ancient by any standard.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like the earliest one was 2100, right? And then the one that we have today was 1200.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even both of those are older than Baby Wolf.
Right.
Did you hear what I called him?
Yeah. Baby Wolf. Yeah.
Ye
That's
old
clever.
English epic of Baby Wolf comes from early medieval England and is thought to have been composed sometime between 700 to 1000 current era.
So new.
I thought it was a BCE, bitch.
It was
it's
just
current era. It's AD.
Fuck, it was just on the bestseller list last week.
Like reading the Bible has like changed how I think about when things took place in history.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because I never paid attention to things. And I just knew Beowulf is old. It's one of those BCE things probably.
Sure.
Because I knew it was an oral history before it was ever written down. And what we know today as Beowulf is just one version of the Beowulf story.
But that was essentially being written in a lot of the times when, like the prophets that we're learning about right now. They're a lot of the time in that... oh, wait, no. You said 700
current fucking era.
Oh, shit. No, that is really new. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's relatively speaking, it's very new. It literally was on the bestseller list because Seamus Haney did a wonderful translation of it. And I love that translation. And it is still on many bestseller lists because it's that good. That story slaps also.
Right, yeah.
Okay. The manuscript that we have, that we know of, the one that, Seamus gave us.
Sure.
It was written around 1000 CE.
Got it.
Current era.
Yeah.
AD.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I got it.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
So, that's only about 1000 to 1300 years ago.
Right.
Okay. So practically yesterday compared to Gilgamesh. So Gilgamesh predates Beowulf by a good 3,000 years.
Wow.
Like my mind was blown.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could have heard the pop, it was like.
Yeah. I believe it.
I had no idea. Did you?
No, I didn't.
I thought it was a BC.
I never really learned a lot about the ancient literature. Yeah. So I don't know.
See, I wasn't a history nerd
that much
but
about it.
I was a literature kind of nerd adjacent.
But like most of those discussions start, like you said, around Beowulf, right? Yeah. Like, and yes, we all know about Gilgamesh, but like it's not the time frames to me were not like something that I knew right off the top of my head.
We spend a lot of time in literature classes discussing Beowulf.
Sure.
And if we don't read the whole thing, we read excerpts of it and we're tested over it, and we're supposed to understand all of the history and the things and the stuff and the symbolism and, just, I don't know. There's it's great. But like after we do all that, I'm like, but why not Gilgamesh?
Right.
That doesn't make sense. But it's because usually when you're reading Beowulf, you're reading it in a British literature class.
Yeah.
Beowulf is the earliest
Western culture versus, ancient
the rest of the
Middle
world.
East culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Or the Near East.
Right. Or Eastern culture. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, England wasn't even a thing yet. But Beowulf is the earliest British literature, whatever you want to call it at that time, the Anglo-Saxons or what the fuck ever.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know history, okay? I'm just being right up front there. I don't know shit about shit. All right, so let's talk about the epic, okay?
All right,
here's the Epic of Gargamel in a nutsack. Ready?
Not in shell. Okay.
Not in a nutshell, in a nutsack, because it's Gargamel.
Of course.
Okay, Gilgamesh the Jerk King. Ready?
Yeah.
Gilgamesh is the king of Uruk. And he is just too fucking much, okay? He's strong and he's arrogant and he abuses his power doing whatever the fuck he wants. He's just walking around fucking with people, okay? Including ticking off his own people. So his own people are like, excuse me, Sky Daddies, can y'all maybe do something about this douchebag?
Uh-huh.
And they like are praying and praying and praying to the gods.
Yeah.
Okay. Then enters Enkidu, okay? So the gods are like, we probably should do something about this son of a bitch.
Got it.
So the gods create Enkidu, a wild, hairy man, a very, 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 very scary man. Okay, when I was in 5th grade, Mr. Walker, he taught both mathematics and history. My class only had him for math, not history. But he was teaching this song to the other class. And so we would hear all the kids singing, scary man, hairy man. And we wanted to learn it too. So he taught it to us. And all these years later, I don't know anything about it except for what I literally just sang. Those are all the words I know.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Walker.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the gods created Enkidu, a wild, hairy man, who's basically Gargamel's equal in strength. Okay. They're like the same. They're like, buddy. After a bit of drama, including a wrestling match, they become besties.
Okay.
Because they're the same. Now, I found the bit about the wrestling match interesting. Right?
Because
Hi, Jacob. In the desert wrestling with God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't get a really good breakdown of that part. I meant to, but I ran out of time.
Right. I mean, and they might not have anything to do with each other.
No, but just that it's like, they had a wrestling match and then they became besties.
It's definitely an interesting.
Right?
I mean, because it could have at least sprung the idea of that.
Sure.
That thing that happened in the Bible.
Right. Because that thing in the Bible was so random and weird, right?
Right.
Like this actually makes sense because it's part of the story. They're like, we need to make somebody strong who can beat Gilgamesh. And so Gilgamesh goes out to fight this guy who is his equal, and they are fighting literally because everybody's pissed off at Gilgamesh because he's a dick.
Maybe somebody that was holding one of the original, like things for the Bible.
The clay tablet.
Stuffed the bit with Gilgamesh in there by accident. And then
they put in the wrong envelope.
And we just ended up with a wrestling match in the Bible.
Right? They stapled the wrong page. They were always doing shit like that.
Could have happened.
Okay, so they're besties now, right? And Enkidu and
Gilgamesh.
I stuttered. I could not get the word out. I apologize.
Yeah.
I do that every once in a while. Gargamel. Think of it as the OG bromance. Okay, they buds. Okay, they go on adventures galore. Okay?
Yeah.
And I summed this up because, there's too much. Okay? The dynamic duo, Batman and Robin, they head off to fight monsters and they make a name for themselves. Yay! They're so cool, right? Yeah. First, they take down this guy named Humbaba, and he's the terrifying guardian of the cedar forest. If I have time, I'll get to that later. The cedar forest might have been like the trees of Lebanon.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That like that's what many scholars think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this terrifying giant, he was a giant, he was an ogre, like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little bit more to him in a minute.
Well, if they were headed, so if they would have been heading that way, that would have been heading west, and they would have been coming up against maybe the Canaanites or the Babylonians or the Egyptians. I don't know who was all around exactly during those times.
Tall people.
But people that, right?
All the tall people.
They even referred to at one point in the Bible that the Egyptians were giants.
Yeah.
So like it could have, I mean, there's any number of things that it could have been.
But not everybody agrees with that take.
Sure.
Even though it says it's the fucking cedar forest.
Right.
Which, what is the city known for cedar all throughout the goddamn Bible?
Right.
So, I don't know. I'm guessing it's Lebanon. I'm not a historian, but if I have to pick one, that's what I'm picking.
Sure.
But some people think it's this other city, and I forget which one because who cares? That's east, like the exact opposite direction.
Okay. And even at that, I don't have any idea who they were actually fighting.
No, but I feel comfortable picking sides on this one.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
It's kind of like if you take me to a football game and I don't know anything about either of the teams, I'm going to ask you just for some basic stats because I have to cheer for a team. I can't just sit there and just watch.
Sure.
I don't care enough about football to only watch it for the sport and the art of it. I recognize that there are smarts and good plays and stuff. So I'm like, no, I need to pick a team. I got to cheer.
Right.
And I got to go, when, they get sacked.
Yeah, right.
So I'm going to ask you for some basics. Stats, and you're going to give me some basic stats, or I'm going to look them up on my phone now that we have cell phones, and I don't go to football games, but this is pretend world. And then I'm going to pick a side, and you're going to ask me, why are you choosing that team? And I'm going to say, well, the quarterback is cuter, and also this, and this. Like cuteness won't be my only one.
Right.
It might also be that I like their cheerleaders.
Okay.
Because that sometimes factors in.
Sure.
But also the stats. Like, if they're on a losing streak, I'm not picking them. Duh.
Okay.
Also, if they're kicker, what do you call that guy that comes on the field and his only fucking job is to kick it through the goalpost? He's the kicker, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't stand when they miss.
Okay.
On either team. I'm like, you have one goddamn job.
Have you ever tried to kick a field goal?
I know, because that's not my goddamn job. That's his goddamn job.
It's not easy.
He is paid millions of dollars to trot his tight little ass out there, do a little ballerina dance, and then go pink.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's his whole fucking job. And he misses? Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. I'm just saying. But I feel the same way, like when I found out baseball. I
apologize to any field goal kickers in our
No, listen, I feel the same way about baseball hitters. When I found out baseball stats, I'm like, you think that is a good number? You miss more than you hit. That's stupid. You think you're good at that sport? You're paid, probably not millions because football gets millions. But generally speaking, I'm going to guess baseball not as popular as football. We don't really have a Super Bowl that even non-football people stop what they're doing and watch the commercials.
There's, I think, a lot of better players in baseball because of the way they pay the players.
All right.
Than there is in
I'll take your word on it.
I could be wrong about that. I don't know shit about it. I'm pretty sure that's correct.
I was going to say you're paid thousands, but you're paid either thousands or millions, and you can't hit for shit. I'm just saying. And yes, my understanding of these sports is amateurish and childish, and I am fine with that because I know how to keep a calendar better than most people, so fuck off.
Sure. Okay.
So, these besties, they're like...
For the record, I love baseball.
I know you love baseball and football and tennis.
But baseball specifically, I know... Yeah. Like, it was one of my favorite sports that I played when I was growing up. So.
You are just a very sporty guy. And it's honestly amazing. I don't understand how we're together. I am not that girl. But, I mean, I was a cheerleader for one semester.
You were. Yeah.
In high school. In 10th grade.
And you ran track.
And I did run track every year. Yeah. A varsity track.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't bad. I could sprint a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Then I hit the States and realized that, it's like if you take a 10 in Ohio, she is not a 10 in California. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get me, okay?
Yeah.
She's an Ohio 10, but she's in California. What is she?
Right, yeah.
6 at best, right?
Maybe.
Okay, I'm being very like body judgy, but it's a thing that people can understand what I'm saying. All right, whatever. Sports, go. Okay, so the dynamic duo, Batman and Robin, they head off to fight monsters and make a name for themselves. Yay! They take down that giant guy that we talked about, Humbaba.
Yeah.
In the cedar forest that's probably in Lebanon, but who the fuck knows?
Right.
Then they kill the fucking Bull of Heaven.
The Bull of Heaven.
The Bull of Heaven.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Bull of Heaven was sent by the goddess Ishtar, or Inanna, or whatever the fuck her name is today.
Okay.
After Gilgamesh rejects her. She was trying to sit on his dick, and he was like, absolutely not. He was like slut-shaming her, literally. He's like, I know how many guys you've been with. You have slept with so many gods. Uh-huh. Get the fuck off my jock. Like, literally, he was so rude to her.
I saw somebody in our Discord talking that he might have been gay.
That could have been a thing, too.
I was just saying, maybe I'm, that I don't want to say that with, like, authority, but, like...
Well, he hurt her feelings. She was not expecting... Like, maybe a polite, oh, no thanks, would have been okay. I don't know. I've never turned down a goddess before.
Right.
But... he didn't do that. He didn't give her a polite, no thanks. He was like, bitch, you are a whore. You're a slut. Get off me. Go away. Like, he was just calling her all kinds of names and just like, he messed her up. So she sent the Bull of Heaven after them. Sure. She was like, I'll show you. I won't kill you myself, but I will make my bull kill you.
Right.
Which is interesting because, the Minotaur is one of those Greek stories. And the Minotaur is nothing but a bull,
Right, yeah.
So I'm just saying all these stories have like overlap.
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, he gets gold stars, gay or straight, for keeping his dick to himself, though. Right?
Right. But I mean...
But he was a dick.
There's no reason to, make her feel bad for sleeping with multiple people.
She's sex positive. That's fine. If a guy sleeps around, nobody gives two shits.
Moreover, it's probably because, look, if he wasn't okay with who he was, he might have been doing that to, just make himself feel better about himself.
Right. That's true.
Like that's oftentimes what's the reasoning behind
that is true.
Those types of insults is so that person can feel more empowered, morally over
superior.
That. Right,
yeah. Because if you can put somebody else down lower than you, then you get to like feel like you're higher that way. Yeah. Instead of just getting to know yourself and be like, you know what? It is okay to be a slut, and it's okay to be gay, and it's okay to be a gay slut. And, it's okay to not be either of those things. It's okay to just be. Just be. Just don't hurt people.
Right.
Consent. Informed consent always. Okay? Right. All right. So they have this bull coming after them now. They're like, oh, fuck me. Right? So tragedy strikes because, Ishtar sent this bull after them.
Okay. All right.
Okay. The gods are not happy about the bull thing because...
Because it was the Bull of Heaven.
Yeah.
I mean.
So they're like, oh, they killed the bull. I missed that part. Sorry.
They being.
The boys are boys.
Gilgamesh and the other.
Batman and Robin.
Right.
Yeah. The dynamic duo.
Got it.
The besties. The bromance.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. She's like, well, fuck you. I'll send a bull after you. I'm sending the Bull of Heaven. And they're like, well, fuck you. We killed it. Now what?
Okay.
Check me out. Cash me outside, bitch. And then, so the gods were like, I'm sorry, you did what? And so they punished the pair by killing Enkidu. The guy they had made to fight Gilgamesh. They're
How does that make any fucking sense?
Because they're like, you're not working out. You did not defeat Gilgamesh.
Oh, they became friends. That was the guy.
Yes.
That was his buddy.
Yeah. So the guys made this, the gods made this guy. Okay. And they're like, okay, now go take care of Gilgamesh. He's too much of a dick. And our people are praying to us. Right? And so Enkidu, the guy that the gods made, he goes down and he's like, let's fight, bitch. And then Gilgamesh. Thank you. He's like, yeah, let's go. But then they're like, this is fun. You want a beer? And so then they become besties. And so the guy that they created, they then killed.
Right. I got it.
Yeah. I'm just like, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, you're not working out. You're a problem.
Sure.
Gotta go. Okay.
Right.
So they kill Enkidu, and Gilgamesh, he's absolutely fucking wrecked. Because that was his bestie or his boyfriend or both.
Right, yeah.
Right? Probably. Mm-hmm. Now that I think about it, like, I'm so slow. I'm very literal. I just took it as face value.
Sure.
No, they were lovers. Oh, my God.
Possibly.
No, I love that idea.
Right, but we're trying to be fair here and say that, it doesn't specifically state that. So
no, it doesn't, but it's my headcanon now.
Right. I'm sure there are a lot of indicators probably.
Oh, I love it. I need to learn more about this theory. Oh, I hope they're gay but maybe not because then his lover died and that's tragic. Oh God, I don't know what to feel here.
I don't know.
All right, anyway.
It was like 4,000 years ago, so.
I know. Gilgamesh he's really tore up from the floor up.
Yeah.
Okay. He can't do it.
Right.
He's spiraling into a full-blown existential crisis about death and mortality. He's like, wait, people can die? The gods made this guy. Wait, I'm 2/3 God. If he can die, can I die? Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's mourning his bestie or his lover or both. And he's like, everybody's mad at me. Come on. I can't. This is just too many things. And so he goes on this quest for immortality.
Okay.
He's like, fuck it. Yeah. He decides, I'm going to live forever. How about that? Okay. All right. He sets out to find this guy, Utnapishtim. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to get to him in a minute because this source that I was getting this from, they're like, the guy who survived the God's flood. And I'm like, no, because I haven't read that yet. What the fuck are you talking about? So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay. All right. So Utnapishtim, he had survived some flood. Okay.
All right.
And Utnapishtim, he got immortality as a reward for surviving.
Got it.
Like, he made it. Yay! Maybe he was the giant that was, like, living on the ark, the side of the ark. No, just kidding. He wasn't. Anyway, after a really long journey, including battling fucking scorpions.
Damn.
And crossing the boom, 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 waters of death.
Waters of death?
Yeah. Like, waters of death. Like, capital waters, capital death.
Like, was it like the river Styx?
I wonder. I don't know. Like, I didn't have time. There was so much. I didn't have time.
Right.
I want to know, though.
Yeah.
We may have to come back to Kevin sometime.
No, I'm sure there's a lot here,
I called him Kevin just now.
I was like, what did you just say?
Because it's time. We need to talk about Kevin. And I said we need to talk about... You've never heard we need to talk about Kevin?
What are you talking about?
Okay. I'm going to carry on. Somebody in the live chat...
No, we
write down.
We need to figure it.
Yeah, and then you will read the answer when it pops up in our live chat. People should come to our live Discords on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. to get this kind of information. But husband is going to read, and somebody's got the answer. Okay?
Okay.
Anyway, I'm going to carry on while you wait for somebody to give you that information.
Oh, right.
Okay?
Yeah.
We need to talk about Kevin. What is that from?
Got it.
Yeah. Anyway, we are talking about Gilgamesh. Okay? So he crosses the waters of death, and he meets Utnapishtim. Okay?
Okay.
The guy who survived. Is nobody answering you?
Nope.
Oh, that's sad. Okay. Give me a minute, and then I will get to that, because we're almost at the end of Gilgamesh's epic.
Okay.
So, Utnapishtim, the guy who survived the flood, he tells Gilgamesh, oh, sorry, my dude, immortality is not for you. I know you fought a lot of things. You came all this way. But I do have, second place prize instead. Here's a plant that'll make you young again. So he gives him, some algae mask or something. I don't know. Or he gives him, a map. He has to, tie rocks to his boots so that he stays under the water so that he can, go down and get this magic plant.
Okay.
But then on his way home, a fucking snake steals the plant.
Oh, damn.
You know them snakes?
It's always stealing those plants from you.
Yeah, and then as soon as it stole the plant from him, what does he say that this thing do? It makes you young again. So the second the snake steals the rock, he sheds his skin because he's young again.
Oh, and that's why snakes shed their skin, huh?
He's done. He ran off with it.
Got it.
I guess snakes don't run. He shimmied off with it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And Gilgamesh learns that he can't cheat death. Okay? So then he returns to Uruk, his beautiful little city, and he's humbled and he's wiser because he might die someday. He lost his bestie or his lover, and he learned that, oh, I ain't shit, man. The gods, my life is in their hands, and they created somebody to beat me, and then they killed him out from under me. And so he's like, yeah, I am a little humbled and I'm a little wiser, right?
Okay.
He realizes at that point that his legacy is actually his great city, not his living forever, and that the stories people will tell about him are how he will actually live on. So it's a tale of friendship, grief, and the search for meaning, a 4,000-year-old reminder that even kings have to face their humanity.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I had to quote the end of The Wizard of Oz. Me. What have you learned, Gargamel? I'm Glinda, me. Okay. What have you learned?
Gilgamesh?
Gilgamesh. Gargamel.
I was just making sure.
And then so Gargamel answers, well, I think that it wasn't enough just to want to see Uncle Henry and Aunt Em or Enkidu or Sky Daddy. And it's that if I ever go looking for my heart's desire or immortality ever again, I won't look any further than my own backyard behind my palace in Uruk. Because if it isn't there, I never really lost it to begin with. Is that right? Now, me, Glinda, says, that's all it is. Yeah. Okay. So literally that's what the Wizard of Oz ending was. It was the Gilgamesh ending.
Got it.
Okay. But that juicy flood story, though, which I will answer for you in just a second because, oh my God, you're like, we need to talk about Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a movie that, I don't know if it was maybe based on a book. But anyway, very recently, like within the last 10 years, so like not an old thing that I'm talking about here, it was literally called We Need to Talk About Kevin. And it was Tilda Swinton was in it. It was very well known. Her son was a Columbine kind of school shooter kid, right? Okay. And there were warnings, there were signs, and he kills the kids and then ends up dead himself. And it's about her coming to terms with, how do I grieve for my son that's lost, and how do I apologize to these other parents, and how do I deal with my own rage and frustration and my feelings of inadequacy as a parent that clearly I must have done something wrong. So it's a thing called, like, when school shootings like really came on the news, like now we're like sick and tired of them because they're just every day or whatever, right? But when it first started, kind of like the Me Too movement was like, suddenly it just was there, right? So like when school shootings were like, dudes, these are a lot. We need to talk about Kevin came out. And it was very controversial. Like, I'm just really surprised you never heard of it. So when I said we need to talk about Gilgamesh, that's kind of what I was referencing. Got it. Okay. Are you good?
I'm good. I want to make sure our listeners knew what you were talking about too. So
and that's fine. I'm surprised you didn't know it.
Yeah, and
you don't know social things.
What?
But I don't know social things either. We just don't know different social things. I don't know people social. You don't know entertainment social.
Right.
All right. But that juicy flood story, though. Yeah. Okay. The gods planned to destroy humanity with a massive flood. Okay.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. So, okay. This story, Nipishtim.
Sure.
I don't know his name. Okay.
Yeah.
Nipishtim. He's the one that survived the flood. And he's the one that Gargamel went to and was like, I want to live forever. And Abnimishtim was like, nah, but here's a map to magic moss or whatever.
Sure.
That'll
make you younger, yeah.
He also was like, and I have a story for you. So the story that I am about to tell you is the story that Inishkachitapum was telling Gargamel. Okay?
Yep.
The gods planned to destroy humanity with a massive flood, but crafty Ea, she's a goddess, could not keep the secret. She was always flapping them gums. Okay? Yeah. Or he, whatever. I thought it was a girl because Ea, but it's a boy.
Got it.
I apologize. I misgendered the god. He whispered the plan through a reed wall to Abnashaptam. Okay? Telling him, you need to build a boat. If you build it, they will come. So he builds the boat to save himself, his family, and all living creatures. All of his brides and his servant women and his slave women, all of them.
Interesting.
And he follows orders and he loads the boat up with everything and everyone he could. Okay. And gold. Did I mention that?
Oh, gold too, huh?
There's going to be no humans. I don't know why the fuck he's taking his treasures, but he took his treasures too.
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't take the animals like Noah did.
I thought it said all living creatures.
Well, it does, but then it's not. It's not this, like with Noah, the story was very clear. With Gilgamesh, the story's less clear. Okay. So it's like just kind of a throwaway, like, yeah, and bring the critters too. Okay.
Okay. Right.
And he sealed it tight just before the storm hit. Okay.
Right.
So the flood unleashed chaos. Winds raged, the land shattered, and people were swept away like debris. Even the gods panicked. They made the fucking storm, and they're like, oh, what have we done?
Right.
Yeah. They were cowering in heaven, not like this, and weeping over the destruction. Oh, I can't believe we made this hurricane that is now killing us. Ishtar, guilt-ridden, wailed that she'd gone too far. Indeed, she had.
Did she promise over a rainbow that she's never going to do it again?
No, she did not.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
I just was curious.
That would have been interesting.
I know this similar story that, just got some similar things. So.
Right. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Okay. So after 6 days and nights of apocalyptic storms, total tempest in a teapot, okay? Not a teapot. That's a different phrase. That phrase does not apply here because it was like the quote unquote world. So it was a literal tempest in a tempesty place. Okay. Have you never heard the phrase tempest in a teapot?
I don't know. No, I haven't.
It's like a bull in a china shop.
Okay.
It's a big, clunky, huge, klutzy thing.
Got it.
In a small place where it has to like tiptoe.
Got it. Okay.
It's tempest teapot.
No, I get it.
Actually, in Fantastic Beasts, that's part of what makes the teapot scene so funny when he's trying to catch that critter and make it's huge and he's trying to put it back into the teapot and it adjusts to size. That's why that was so funny, because that was literally a tempest in a teapot.
Got it.
I didn't know that you didn't know that, and I feel bad because you could have laughed harder.
I could have.
Yeah.
Could have.
And it makes me sad that you didn't have that laughter in your heart that I had that day. All right, so after 6 days and nights of apocalyptic storms, the waters finally calmed. On the 7th day, the boat rested on a mountain. Utnapishtim sent out a dove.
It rested on a mountain, huh?
Yeah, it did.
Interesting.
Right? He sent out a dove, a swallow, and then a raven to find dry land.
Wow.
Right? The raven didn't return, so he knew it was safe to disembark.
Okay.
Grateful but heartbroken, Utnapishtim offered sacrifices.
I wonder how many Christians actually know about this.
Would
literally know about that this story preceded their story.
I would wager to say that at least 75% of them are unaware.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a gambling woman, but I feel like that's a safe, generous guess.
Sure.
All right, so he's sad, and but he's like, yay, I got to live, right? So he offered sacrifices.
Okay.
The gods, drawn by the smell, swarmed like motherfucking flies. They're like, what the shit is this? This smells good. But then Enlil, he's like, wait, hold the fuck up. There's a dude here. There's a human motherfucking dude. What is up? So he's furious that anyone survived, because the whole point of the storm was to kill everyone.
Right.
All right, so Enlil, he's like, the fuck? And so he confronts Ea, okay?
Yep.
And Ea's like, you're an asshole anyways. Why are you overreacting? And he preaches him a lesson on compassion. Ours is to forgive. We should forgive one another.
Yeah.
Like, don't be mad at me.
Okay.
And don't be mad at this guy. Don't be mad, okay?
Uh-huh.
And so in the end, Enlil relented. He's like, good idea. Let's not be mad.
Got it.
I don't know. Conversation was had there, but there were many lines missing from a lot of the tablets that these all came from.
Sure.
So they pieced it together.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we don't actually know the full story. We just kind of fill in the blank guess.
Well, and I'm assuming by the time we got to the Bible, people had filled in what they liked and what they didn't like and added to and embellished.
Politics and
whatever.
Geography.
And that's how we end up with the Bible, Noah story.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Or the giant that hung on to the side for the Jewish story.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
So in the end, Enlil relented. He forgave. He blessed Utnapishtim and his wife, granting them immortality, which that's how Nicholas Flamel got mortality. Immortality.
You're going to have to explain that.
I said Nicholas Flamel. Oh my God, I meant Gargamel. Wait.
Not Gargamel either.
No.
Gilgamesh.
Utnapishtim. That's how he...
God.
Okay.
Slow down.
I'm so sorry. I got outside my head for a second. I was like, wait, what? Okay, let me start over. Remember how I said that Gilgamesh went to Utnapishtim and was like, I want to live forever. And Utnapishtim was like, no, but here's some algae.
Young stuff, right? Yeah.
This is the story of how Utnapishtim had the immortality that Gilgamesh wanted.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So, they have immortality now. He and his Upnapishtim and his wife.
Yeah.
And they have a place at the mouth of rivers. So it's like right in the crotch of where the Euphrates and what's the other one? Tigris.
Yep.
Yeah. Far from mortal concerns. Okay, so they get to live forever. Yay! And that's how humanity survived that particular godly temper tantrum.
Okay. All right.
All right. So Gilgamesh and Noah similarities. Okay.
Yep.
This is just real quick. Okay.
Okay.
So first, of course, obviously, most obvious is flood narrative. Right. Both stories involve a catastrophic flood sent by divine beings to cleanse the earth.
Sure.
Okay. Divine warning. Upnapishtim in Gilgamesh and Noah in the Bible are both warned by gods to prepare for the flood. Build it and they will come.
Yep.
Okay. The ark building. Both characters are instructed to build a large vessel to survive the deluge, and they are both given very clear instructions.
Okay.
Okay. Preservation of life. They save themselves, their families, and animals. So in this particular version, yes, they both saved animals.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, that's what you said too. You said
that
it was the every living thing.
Upnapishtim brings craftsmen and stuff like that, like his servants and his slaves and some animals. But he wasn't like really given explicit instructions. There are a lot of instructions on boat size and wood that Upnapishtim has. Okay.
Yeah.
He receives instructions on the boat. He doesn't receive a lot of clear instructions about the animals. Noah brings pairs of each animal, like it's spelled out. Okay. But whatever, they both get to save themselves, their families, and some animals. Okay?
Sure.
So, post-flood sacrifice. Both offer sacrifices to the gods or God, whatever, singular, plural, whatever, after the flood. And both of those sacrifices are accepted favorably by the god or gods in question.
Okay.
Okay? And both stories carry themes of mortality and divine will. Both narratives address human mortality and divine intervention in human affairs. I think that comparison is a bit of a stretch and silly.
How so?
Do they address human mortality? No, they really don't. In the Noah story, it was man sucks. God literally says, I repent of having created man. Therefore, I will wipe them out except for you, Noah, because you're the only righteous dude. So get your family, build this boat, bring 2 of each animal. And that's it. That is not the story of human mortality. That is the story of human death.
Right. Yeah.
And then, the story is, and then 40 days and 40 nights and, all of that. Like that story is yuck, Right. It's about a rage monster.
Sure.
Gilgamesh, he's just, I don't know. It's different to me. It's
the Gilgamesh story is there's stuff about, like, there's a whole story about the living forever and how he got that. Right. And then somebody else seeking the immortality and all that. Yeah. Now in the Noah story, there's the bit where they had long lives, and then I think it was after Noah that they shortened the long lives of
noticeably
humans.
So. Yeah.
So I mean, there is some sense of dealing with mortality.
That's not specifically addressed, though. That's something that we notice and pull out. Right. And as we're reading through, we're like, oh man, they ain't living to hundreds anymore.
No, they specifically said it. It was said in the Bible.
I don't recall that.
It was.
All right. So, we're just going to disagree on that one. I don't think that the Noah story addresses human mortality. Okay. Okay. Divine intervention in human affairs, absolutely 100%. Okay. All right. Gilgamesh and Noah differences now. So, number one difference is the cultural context. Gilgamesh is part of the Mesopotamian mythology, Sumerian and Babylonian. Right. And, somewhere in there is the Akkadians. Yeah. Akkadians, not Arcadians. Sorry. And Noah is from the Judeo-Christian faith. So different.
Right. Right.
Okay. Gilgamesh emphasizes polytheism. Noah's story centers on monotheism.
Does it?
Yeah.
Because that was still early. That was just in Genesis still, and there was still a lot of...
The Elohim Yahweh thing, yes. I think it depends who you ask. Christians, really hardcore, like the idea that no, it was only ever one God all the time, always.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that probably the Jewish, if they care, they're probably like, whatever, you know? Like,
well, I feel like it was a religion that kind of evolved over time.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely references to, you know, a God collective of types, multiple gods type deal earlier on in the Bible at some level, you know?
But he always addresses him as my Lord. Like, he doesn't, like, one day say, yo, Elohim, and then, like, 5 minutes later be like, oh, just kidding, I don't want to talk to you, Elohim. I meant Yahweh. I just called the wrong guy on the phone. Sorry.
Right, but, yeah, but some we aren't reading this in the original form either. So, like, I don't know how... I don't want to say that with, like, 100% authority either, so...
No, but it seemed like they were a pantheon collective more than, like, competitors. So... I don't know that it would have been like separate warships, in which case, like, it's how they get around the God and Jesus and Holy Spirit all being the same but different but the same. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I think that Christians would say Elohim and Yahweh were the same but different but the same. Like, that's what I think Christians would say.
Sure, maybe.
If they had to explain it at all, like if they actually went into like the etymology of root words in Hebrew and they like studied it out and like went abroad and like went to Bible college, like hardcore learny stuff, scholastics and stuff, and actually paid attention and learned that, oh shit, there is stuff. Right.
And so the problem, I guess the part that I have issue with is that I know that that Judaism kind of, it was culturally adjacent to, you know, Canaan and things like that, where Baal was, and there's all these other gods, Asherah, and all these other gods that became somewhat enemies through being idols of Yahweh.
Yeah. Even though
they may have been part of the same religion at some point.
Asherah was married to, I think, Elohim at one point. Right. Or something.
Yeah. So like there's a lot of... That's where I'm kind of like, I don't know how this all breaks down exactly. It would take a lot more research from us to figure that out. But at some point, there definitely was more of a pluralistic God than there is in the later bits of the Bible. So
you're going to disagree on the poly versus monotheism, and I'm going to disagree on the... I already forgot, but I disagreed with you. Apparently, I said bugs instead of word root history. I don't know if the word is etymology or entomology, and I can't read.
Etymology.
Okay, well, I can't read that far.
Yeah.
So I'm just correcting on air so that people know I said the wrong thing, but what I meant was word history.
Right.
That kind of thing. Like how words go, root words and where they came from and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Look, I'm interested in it and I like it a lot, but I don't know how to fucking speak it. Do I look like a goddamn scholar?
I apparently said Asherah. I've been saying Asherah wrong the whole time. It's, I guess, Asherah? Asherah?
We've been saying Asherah.
Yeah.
I like Asherah better.
Yeah, see, we learn all kinds of stuff when we're on our lives here.
Wow. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
That's like our whole podcast. We've been saying that wrong.
I know. I won't be able to sleep tonight trying to make myself remember Asherah. God damn it. And isn't she like the earlier version of Ishtar and Nana or whatever?
I think there is some sort of a correlation
Depending
right.
who you ask.
Possibly.
Right. Okay, anyway, let's do more differences. Ready?
Yeah.
The purpose of the flood. In Gilgamesh, the gods send the flood because humanity is too noisy and disruptive. They're like, y'all getting up to shenanigans.
Right.
Basically, they are partying like it's 1999.
Okay. Sounds similar, actually.
But in Noah's story, God sends the flood due to humanity's wickedness and moral corruption.
Partying too hard / wickedness, those seem pretty...
Okay, no. Partying too hard is like, look at all those people, they're just having so much sex. Wickedness and corruption moral is like, they're not just having sex, they're like also robbing out of each other's pockets and doing meanness.
Okay.
He's saying, y'all are mean and bad. You are bad people.
But I gotta say that in the story that we read in the Bible, it seemed like it was very centered around sexual behavior, as opposed to steal. Yes, stealing was part of it, but the biggest focus was around the sexual deviance of it all.
Right, but
which is similar to.
I think what I'm gonna say is that it's like a comparison between Girls Gone Wild, those Florida college parties that they used to show on MTV.
In the 90s, yeah.
A long time ago.
Okay.
Like, I think it's like that kind of like fuck fest, right? Versus you just found out that your kid has had sex for the first time with their partner and you don't believe in sex before marriage.
Okay.
Like, that's the difference that I'm drawing in my mind.
Got it.
I would wrong.
Have to do a lot more research to feel comfortable with comparing those two.
I'm making a lot of guesses considering that I have not even read Gilgamesh.
Right.
Like, I have read summaries from various different sources.
Sure.
Because I did not have all that time in the world.
Yeah.
But that's what I took from it. I could be wrong. Okay?
Okay.
I said it.
Sure.
Okay, number 3, the role in the story was different. Utnapishtim was a secondary character in the Epic of Gilgamesh. Because the main character is Gilgamesh, right? It's his journey. It's his quest. He goes to see Utnapishtim to, like, all these things happen. My best friend or lover just died, blah, blah, blah. Like, I did all these battles, and now I'm coming to Utnapishtim to get, because I heard he survived the flood and got that fucking mortality stone or whatever, and I want to live forever, right? And so then when we're talking about the flood, Utnapishtim is like, oh, let me tell you how I got that. And so he's a secondary character telling Gilgamesh the story.
Okay.
Okay. The main character of the story of Gilgamesh is Gilgamesh.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a frame story is what the method is called. It's a story within a story.
Right.
Okay. So Nipishtim is narrating his story to Gilgamesh, and we, the readers, are like looking over Gilgamesh's shoulder, reading along with him. Does that make sense?
But couldn't you say that the main character of the Bible is Jacob?
No, because the protagonist of the Noah narrative in Genesis is Noah. He's not telling somebody else his story. The book of Noah is Noah's book.
It's not the book of Noah, but the story of Noah, right?
But he's the one that we follow.
Okay.
He's the main character that we follow through that.
All right. I'm not going to dissect it any further because I don't know what I'm talking about exactly.
I see what you're saying, but it's not like we're with one character and then this other guy pops in his head for a minute and then we go back to the other character, right? With the Bible, you're reading one character until they pass along, and then it passes along to another character, and then it passes on. Like, it doesn't go back to...
Right, but the theme could have been put in there for the reasoning, the same reasoning that it was in the other place.
I'm not following.
The reasoning, the story of Noah in the Bible could have been used in a similar manner for the Bible as a whole, the Old Testament as a whole, so that it builds as part of that whole story a narrative for Jacob, which is Israel, which is the whole, like Jacob is the main focus of the Old Testament, which again, I don't want to try to dig into it that much because I don't want to, I'm just saying. I
hear what you're saying. It's just that Noah, in the flood story, it's Noah's flood story, right? Yeah. There's nobody else's flood story. Nobody else is involved in that.
No, you're probably right.
With Utnapishtim, it is his story, but he's telling it to somebody who is the main character.
Gotcha.
Okay. It's a literary thing. So, okay. Anyway, the outcome was different. Utnapishtim gains immortality after the flood, right?
Yeah.
Noah doesn't become immortal, but is blessed to repopulate the earth with people who, live less long.
Right.
So that's a very big difference.
Wait, say that again? So it was...
Utnapishtim.
Yeah.
After he survives the flood, the gods give him immortality.
Right, yeah.
He gets to live forever. Yay! Okay. Noah does not become immortal, but he is blessed to repopulate the earth with people who don't even get to live as long as he did.
Right. Well, it wasn't the other guy repopulating the Earth too?
Yes.
But what's the... I'm trying to figure out what the difference is you're trying to get at.
I don't know. We don't talk about it. Because that part of the story isn't in Utnapishtim's story.
Okay.
I mean, that I'm aware of.
I thought you said something about that actually when you were reading through your notes. So
I don't know.
That was why I was questioning it, I guess.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
Okay. No, I'm just trying to figure this out.
No, I've been squirrely all day. I probably fucked that one up too. I have fucked up a lot in this episode, so just assume I'm wrong. All right. The next difference is the vessel design. Utnapishtim's Ark is a massive cube-like structure.
Okay.
So he's given
it's like the Borg?
Yes.
Okay.
He's given explicit directions just like Noah is.
Yeah.
But his make a box. Okay?
they didn't know much about building ships back then.
No, Noah's Ark is like a shoebox.
Right.
Utnapishtim's is like a Rubik's Cube box.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So Noah's Ark is a long, regular boat with specific dimensions provided by God. Now, Utnapishtim's Ark has some specific dimensions too. Otherwise, we wouldn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not as many. Like, remember how it was like pages and pages and pages of numbers and type of wind, blah, 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 blah for Noah's Ark?
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought, okay.
Like, he told him lots of directions on how to build that fucking thing.
Are you sure you're not confusing that with, like, the Ark of the Covenant and stuff like that?
Oh,
or
it all
the
blends
Tabernacle?
together.
Or
it all blends together because God gave so many fucking
they did
dimensions.
give directions, but I don't remember it being pages and pages. So
I remember it being tedious, but I might be just meshing it all together into one big slop pile of garbage.
Right.
But Utnapishtim for sure, he got fewer directions than Noah did, even if Noah didn't have as many as I remember him having. Okay. Because Utnapishtim's was like, yeah, build this and make it this long. Cool. You good? You good. Okay. And he had like lots of worker mans helping him, craftsmen.
Sure.
So he was good. He didn't need help.
Okay.
Or he didn't need help from God. But Noah did, maybe God didn't give Noah as explicit directions as I'm recalling, but he still gave him some pretty fucking explicit directions.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's another difference.
Got it.
It's a mild difference. The last one is length of the flood. In Gilgamesh, the flood lasts 6 days and 7 nights. That's not 40.
It's not, no.
In Noah's story, the flood lasts 40 days and 40 nights, with waters prevailing for 150 days.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So that's a big difference.
Right.
And boy, that Amalekite giant guy just hung on to that boat the whole time.
I mean, according to Jewish legend, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, ready? Prum, prum, prum. I've located my monocle and shall now regale you with whatnot and what have you. Okay. Tales of Gilgamesh's legendary exploits are narrated in 5 surviving Sumerian poems. I'm not going to go over a lot. It's like a sentence or two for each of the 5. Okay. The earliest of these is likely Gilgamesh and Enkidu, his boyfriend or friend,
right,
and the Netherworld, in which Gilgamesh comes to the aid of the goddess Inanna, Ishtar, and drives away the creatures that are infesting her Hulupu tree. She gives him 2 unknown objects, a Miku and a Piku, but not a Pikachu. Okay?
Okay.
And then he immediately loses both of them. Okay?
Right.
After Enkidu's death, Enkidu's shade tells Gilgamesh about the bleak conditions of the underworld. Dude, it sucks down here. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. The next one is the poem Gilgamesh and Aga, which describes Gilgamesh's revolt against his overlord, Aga of Kish. That's a whole different story that we didn't even get into.
Okay. All right.
Another Sumerian poem relates Gilgamesh's defeat of the giant Huwawa or Humbaba. That's what he was referred to in most of the sources that I was studying.
Not a Chihuahua.
Not a Chihuahua.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was the guardian of the cedar forest, to which Gilgamesh ventures with his companion Enkidu. His companion. The subsequent encounter leads to the death of Humbaba, which provokes the anger of the gods. Okay, so that was the third one. Okay.
Right.
One tells the story of Gilgamesh's defeat of the Bull of Heaven. That's the 4th one. Okay. And the 5th poorly preserved poem relates the account of his death and funeral. What? He dies. As coroner, I must aver I've thoroughly examined her, and she's not merely dead. She's most sincerely dead. I messed that up really bad, but it's from The Wizard of Oz, and I wanted to sing it so good, and my throat hurts, and also I fucked up the tune from the beginning, and now I'm just sad. You could edit that out.
I'm not editing that out.
All right. Why you gotta be like that? All right, so we're getting to the end here, okay? I see you like giving me the sign.
Well, we're like an hour and a half, so.
Well, you're gonna edit out a lot of coughs and stuff.
So, okay, it'll be like an hour and 25 minutes.
Whatever. Just okay. Listen, Gilgamesh's death is not explicitly described in the Epic of Gilgamesh as we have it today, but there are some clues and later traditions that still fill in the gaps. Okay. By the end of the epic, Gilgamesh has already gone through a major transformation. He's returned to his city, Uruk, after failing to achieve immortality, but he's made peace with his mortality, right? Okay. He's like, well, if I have to, die, I'm going to make sure that my city and my name go on as long as possible.
Right.
The heart will go on. Okay. Mm-hmm. He realizes his legacy isn't about living forever. It's about the lasting impact of his city, his reign, and the epic story itself. In later Sumerian texts, such as the Death of Gilgamesh, we get more details. Okay. Divine judgment. After a long and successful reign, the gods decree that Gilgamesh must die. Okay. Because even someone 2/3 divine cannot escape mortality.
I see.
They're like, bitch, bye.
Right.
Okay. Burial and legacy. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's given a grand burial, complete with riches and offerings befitting a king. His people entomb him in the Euphrates River or nearby waterway, whatever. We don't know, so we just guess. And doesn't matter? No, nothing matters. What is time?
Right.
But this Euphrates or Euphrates adjacent thing, him being enshrined there shows his deep connection to both his city and the land.
Sure.
But I think it also shows his connection to the waterway that went right through the city.
Yeah.
Now, ultimately, Gilgamesh's death emphasizes the epic's main theme. Mortality is inevitable, but living a meaningful life ensures you'll be remembered. His name and story have survived for over 4,000 years, so mission accomplished. He did it.
Yeah, he did it. He did.
And his story still fucking slaps, like I said. Does it not? I mean, I had to rush the end there, but there's still so much more I could say. Like, there's so much more I could correct myself on. Yeah. And there's so many other, wait, what was that? Who's that?
I feel like there's a lot in there that's going to require us to dig deeper into that because
that was just this was just like an overview of Gilgamesh because it was time to talk about him.
Sure.
So maybe we'll do part 2 when we do our next bonus or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I this one almost deserves like a Q&A and a
follow-up
wrap up type thing so that we can
it's its own book.
Correct some of the things maybe that we were wrong about.
Fuck off.
No. It's important, right?
It is.
We've talked about this before. It's important that we try to be as correct as possible with the information that we're giving.
Fact-based as possible, given that we're reading fiction
and we try
that people thought was facts.
Right, and we try to say that, when we don't know, we don't know.
It's true.
So I'm just trying to hold to that theme with us.
No, you're right, and I appreciate that.
Make sure that we do that. So
I appreciate that.
And this is obviously because of how it interacts with biblical stories. Mm-hmm. It's important.
It is.
Right? As far as the whole finding out where these stories came from. This is something that I don't think most Christians really realize, that their Bible stories were based on something that is not actually biblical.
Right.
Or even Judean.
Right.
Or anything. Like not anything that they would recognize.
Even as old as this story is, this story sprang from another before it. I can't remember the guy's name. It's some guy I've never fucking heard of.
Okay.
So we could even do a part 3 on who the fuck is that guy? Because he has a flood story.
Sure. Yeah.
Everybody has a flood story.
Flood stories back then were probably pretty popular.
They were a dime a fucking dozen.
Right.
Just earthquakes and volcanoes or whatever.
Yeah. What else was happening,
Not Netflix, that's for sure.
Other than war,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. You got anything else to go over before we get out of here?
I read and talked a lot, and my throat, my voice is about shot. So no.
All right.
I'm good.
Well, so that was Gilgamesh.
Part 1.
And actually, we'll be back tomorrow with...
We are reading Jonah.
Yeah.
Chapter 3.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.